All right, we're live. Let's do it.
Hi, everybody.
The T stands for hope. Watch this. Oh, hope's gone. I'm just joking. Welcome to our stream, the Unspoken 6.0. 6.0. Can you believe that?
It's been a journey.
Yes, it has been. What we're looking at now is our awesome new auto cam and spectator UI that is introduced in 6.0. Some of you may have seen this in the beta. If you haven't, this is it right here. As you can see, we've moved all of the UI to the left side vertically. This is to allow for people at home who want to stream the game better flexibility to do their own thing. You could put yourself in the corner like we are here.
Right.
And the auto cam portion is really cool because it allows us to, you basically can stream the game without having to worry about changing cameras because the game itself is smart enough to know where the action's happening and will adjust the camera.
Right.
So as you watch, right now Lauren and Khalil are playing, well, the match is over. But once we start round two, here we go, round two. So you'll notice it starts from a side view. This is like a standard arena view. As action starts happening and people start casting spells, you will see cuts closer. As the arena is escalating, you get to see that cool part. The map's changing. You can see she's getting hit with a bunch of shots right now. So there you go. See, as he's doing a bigger spell and she's doing a shield, it cuts to a different side so you can kind of see everything that's going on at the same time. We're still fine-tuning it. Obviously, this is not like 100% final, but this is it's good enough to show to you guys, and we're excited to hear your feedback and take it from there, make it better, because this is we're excited about people watching the game as well as playing the game. For those of you playing in the VR Challenger League or at events like DreamHack or PAX or any of the other events we've taken the game to, you'll know it's awesome when people are all standing around watching the game. So this is helping with that. You may also notice, what is that on top of Lauren's head? She is the drifter, as you can tell. What is on top of her head? She's got something yellow on top of her head.
Yeah, that's a crown. We've implemented crowns as a season reward because season 1 is over. So depending on where you hit on the leaderboards, you're going to get different crowns.
But everyone gets this crown.
Everyone gets 3 crowns, I believe, yeah. But there are some special ones if you're at a certain leaderboard threshold.
Man, that was exclusive. Khalil did not take it easy on her, did he?
No. No mercy. No mercy.
All right. Well, that was our first match. Hopefully everything's going good in Twitch land out there. The audio's good. Everything's good. Any comments popping up? So here we go. Welcome again, for those of you just joining us, to Arcane Update 6.0 of the Unspoken. This just went out yesterday, and we're excited about it because it implements quite a few new features. Not as much content, but more features. So we have our new auto cam, which you just saw, which we'll show again in a little bit. Mm-hmm. We have our season rewards. So if you've played ranked, season 1 has now ended, and you get rewarded for that. So let's cut back to the apartment. So here's Lauren right in front of the mirror. You can see the crown on her head. Go show them where you can get the other crowns. So you can see there's other crowns. Some of them are locked, as you can see with the X. That's because this account that she's playing on did not finish in the threshold of the leaderboards to unlock that crown. But a lot of you out there did. So that's where you would get your crowns. Now, Season 2 is starting next Thursday, August 24th. So if you didn't play Season 1 and you want these cool crowns or whatever else we decide to add for Season 2, jump in starting Thursday to Ranked. You have to play Ranked, and you have to get a leaderboard rank. So,
Extarter, are you talking about the in-game audio or our microphone audio? Somebody's saying our
are we too quiet? In the chat.
I guess if he's saying our microphone audio.
Volume plus
Can't
plus.
hear me.
The whole stream is quiet. Let me bump this. This is probably going to sound really weird. How's that? Is that better or worse?
Derville says it's fine for them.
Maybe turn your PC volume up. That's better? Okay. All right. It wouldn't be a live stream without these technical difficulties. So here we are back in the apartment again. If you're just joining us, we're showing off the season rewards. Now, what happens to all the people from last season? Like, how can you go back and see your rank? Well, we have it locked right here in the apartment. The archive leaderboard. As you can see, last season, Yawning Soldier finished number 1. Surveyor was number 2. Number 1, Charizard, our defending North American champ, is number 3, and so on. I'm not going to read off everyone's names, but you're all awesome. So
really great players.
Yes, I mean they all kick my butt. That's for sure.
I can tell you from firsthand experience. Really, really good players.
So now let's jump back into another match here and talk about some more of the changes. The biggest changes came from balance, I believe, this patch.
Right.
A lot of changes to the Electromancer. I know some of you have been asking for it. A lot of changes to the Anarchist. He got a big buff. His Primal, for example, is pretty awesome now.
Yeah, really powerful.
Some of you know the skulls are pretty good now. We're working out a couple kinks there, but the skulls are pretty good. The Blackjack got revised a little bit. I know some of you were not so happy that she kind of dropped off a little bit last patch. And then the Drifter is in my opinion, most underrated class. But as you know, if you play the VR Challenger League, Say Hi John is pretty much winning every week as the Drifter.
Right.
I think he's won 4 or 5 times now, something like that.
4, I believe.
At least, 4 probably. And we'll get into VR Challenger League in a second. So here you go, another look at the auto cam. What do you like about the auto cam?
I really like the summon cams. I think it's just a real impressive visual moment when you see this arena summons spawn in and get ready to wreck a spellcaster. I think it's just very impressive. I also just like it in general. I think it's framing the action really well. And probably the nicest feature is that you turn it on and that's it. That's probably the best thing. Nobody's switching these camera angles. It's all done by the AutoCam system.
Side by side.
So here we're kind of seeing some of the new shield behavior as well.
Other document. Sorry, I'm talking off screen. It's probably really confusing.
It's okay. But yeah, we're seeing some of the new shield behavior here. Pretty much every gesture shield in the game now no longer has spillover damage. Now spells will penetrate them and deal reduced damage based on the shield, how much damage the shield blocked. So that's a pretty significant change. It affects things like the Spectral Cloak, which the Blackjack cast earlier, pretty significantly. It's real kind of changes the dynamics of the game quite a bit. So I think that's something a lot of people are going to have to dig into and really figure out again. When shields are good, how to use shields properly, what are counters to shields.
I feel like you're talking directly to our community.
I am, yeah. I am, yeah.
I couldn't be bothered to read 10 names. I'm sorry. I really, what happened was I got to that one name which I can't pronounce, and I stopped. So I admit it. I don't know how to read that name. We have different internal ways of saying that name. So if you want to send me how to say that name, I will say it. Sounds like I'm talking about like Voldemort or something.
Right.
Get Zoo? No, not Get Zoo. Oh, sorry, I did skip him. I'm talking about the one below that. So anyway, we're here in Elmhurst Avenue, showing off the new AutoCam. As you can tell, the UI is now on the left side. You can see right now, it's a little confusing for our stream because we're talking over this. a normal person would play this and stream it from their computer, so it would show. Insomniac Event 1 would be streaming this, so it would show their spells, right? Whereas the below spells, they're question marks because you were streaming this from your computer. You don't want to see what your opponent has.
Right, that would be an unfair advantage.
We do have a separate spectator version for events that we will be hopefully using coming up for the offline events that will show both players' spells.
Right.
So it won't be as confusing in that instance. But right now, as you can see, Lauren just got the summon. So let's see the summon cam.
Yep.
Shall we?
It's flashing right now because she's trying to cast it.
She still hasn't cast it yet.
There we go.
There we go. So cuts the summon.
And there he goes on his rampage.
Yeah.
He's going to destroy some pillars.
So again, the game is made to be smart enough to switch to these moments so that hopefully you don't miss them when you're streaming. Again, we would love to hear your feedback on how we can make it better. We're always looking for your feedback in our Discord, on Reddit, on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you want to talk to us. Send us your feedback about our AutoCam and Spectator UI, and we'd love to hear it. And if you are a streamer and you're using this, again, we would love to hear your feedback.
Sure.
I will like to mention it's made more for high-end PCs. We have it's pretty performance intensive because of the nature of VR and rendering the headset at the same time. So the headset is getting rendered and the screen on the monitor is getting rendered. So you're essentially playing the game twice.
Right.
Which is a lot for a computer.
Right.
Especially trying to run 90 frames per second on your headset. So we recommend that you have at least a new 10 series, 1070, or an AMD equivalent card. You can run it with a lower card, but you probably have to bump the settings down to low. And we definitely don't recommend running other apps at the same time. But for most streamers, you should have a good setup. You should be able to run it. Again, we're not 100% done with it, so we're gonna continue to optimize it the best we can to make it good for as many people as possible. So this match, it looks like it's going a little long. She won the next round. That's amazing, and that's because she got the summon.
Right.
I think Khalil's letting her win.
I don't know. It's a pretty good matchup.
I'm just joking. So right now we have Anarchist versus Blackjack. And let's talk a little bit about the changes to these two classes. We already talked about the buff to the Anarchist Primal.
Sure.
The Fireball is much more damaging than it was.
Sure.
The Skulls now have improved behavior. Some people are still talking about whether that is improved or not, but we buffed it. The Blackjack, we have improved slightly as well.
The Spectral Cloak is different. Now the Spectral Cloak, when you cast it, where you're standing, that first crystal where you're standing, will mitigate some damage. It has a health buff briefly, so you can use the Spectral Cloak to respond to incoming spells.
Okay. Yeah. So that was that match, and you can see at the ending screen is different too with the AutoCam. It shows both players from a side view versus the normal first-person view that you would see in the headset. We're going to jump into another match here in a second. Just looking at some of the questions, is there, we're going to release the standalone Spectator to the community. I don't know. Like, I don't know yet. I can't say. It'd be awesome if we could. We need to still make it better for these events first, and then at that point, if it's able to be run with a live game, we will do our best to get it to people, for sure. But I can't say for certain at this point if we're going to allow it in the community. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick before she jumps into this match, VR Challenger League. A lot of you play. Those that don't play, you should play. Go to vr.eslgaming.com. You can enter the win. There's cups every week. North America, EU. If you win or place, you get points. And the more points you get, the more better of a chance you get to the top 4, and the top 4 get invited to an offline event. The winner of that offline event gets an automatic bid. The remaining people will continue to play until the grand finals next year in March. And at that point, the remaining top 3 players, because we'll remove, like the other guy can keep playing who wins the auto bid, but we'll remove them from the points. Essentially, it'll be the remaining players. I wanted to touch on a couple points one, starting next week, and you'll see a blog post about this probably Monday or Tuesday next week. Starting next week, you can go ahead and jump into the game though. Starting next week, both NA and EU are moving to Saturdays. I know we had originally said Sundays for EU. We're moving them both to Saturdays. Saturday night, local times. It's 9:30 Eastern time and 7:30 British Standard Time, I think it is. We are also adding best of 3 to all rounds. To help with the timing of the event, we are lowering all the cup sizes to 8 people. So no longer will there be 16-person cups. There'll be 8-person cups. So that'll hopefully allow for more cups and more chances at points and more chances at prize money. Because if you win your cup, you get $50.
$50, yeah.
$50. On top of all that, we're adding Lockport Bridge to the rotation as requested. So all this is going to, I believe it's going to take place starting next week on Saturday. I will confirm all that, and there will be a post about it on Monday or Tuesday next week. So that's VR Challenger League. If you're not playing, you should, because it's awesome, and you can win some stuff and get invited to some cool events. So yeah, there you have it. So we're back in the game here. Lauren is now Kineticist. This is her class of choice. Oh, Khalil, except Khalil went with Drifter, which is his class of choice. So as you can see, she just did the shotgun blast, the debris scatter. And what changed about that?
The debris scatter changed pretty significantly. There's more pellets. It also has a wider spread. So the long and short of it is it's very powerful at close range and not as powerful at longer ranges. So it kind of sits in a unique place there. But yeah, it's quite a scary spell if you're right next to
point blank.
Kineticist. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I know a lot of you have seen it already because you played it in the beta, but we were missing some of the pieces to it, and now you've probably played it over the past day that you've had the patch. So again, as with any class, please send us your feedback, your thoughts. We will do our best to go through everything that we possibly can, and we also look at the stats. We also have internal play tests, and we will do our best to maintain balance the best we can moving forward, because we're not done with the game. Obviously, we're still going to be updating. There's more content coming. I can promise you that. There's going to be more balance updates coming. I can only assume. And we have more tournaments, more exciting competitions and events as well. So this match, she didn't last too long that first round, but
no,
she's holding her own a little bit this time.
She got rid of those airgrams.
Yeah.
They were threatening.
Khalil's pretty good at firing off that drifter shot pretty quickly.
I think Khalil is out of artifacts right now, though, so...
Oh, he used them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. She still has the Cthulhu and Spear, as you can tell by our handy new UI.
Right, and she just cast Cthulhu right there.
There you go. So
I love the way it animates like that.
Yeah, oh, he's getting hit by it. He's getting hit by it on the pillar. So, a lot of people know sometimes you have to jump into the Cthulhu just to get out of the way of other things.
Right.
So that's the synergy of the artifacts with whatever class you might be using.
So cast a mine.
We're going to jump into some questions here shortly. I have some questions from Reddit that we will be reading off. If you have some additional ones, if there's time, we'll try to get to them. But I'm going to start going through these. Might as well start going through them now. So, a couple questions here from Reddit. Any plans to use the Y and B buttons to do anything during the game? The short answer is no. We don't have plans. The triggers are used as spellcasting. A and X are used for teleporting. The other buttons can handle all of the other actions. So, basically, we want to better map the player's fingers. Helps the feel and immersion of the game.
Right.
To actually use the buttons that are more natural with your finger movements. So we don't have any plans of adding Y and B. Plans could change, but as of now, no. The other question would be nice to if the mirror didn't stop working when you were changing your orbs, we will take that feedback and roll with it, but there may be some technical issues with that, so we can't answer yes or no. It would be cool. We think it would be cool. So we'll explore that. Does Lenore have any friends who are practitioners of other arcane arts, other arcane arts than her own? Is Lenore a her? Lenore is a.
I'm not sure.
Are you referring to Phaedra or Lenore? I believe Lenore is a he and Phaedra is a she. But will we meet them in the near future?
Who knows?
Next question.
Who knows?
When is the single-player campaign coming? Thomas. Next question. Can we expect more frequent pushes to the beta and balance tweaks on the live game between large-scale updates? And then basically, are there bugs going to be fixed before Saturday's events? Our goal is to fix any major bugs ASAP. So yes, we will do any fixes we can before the events next Saturday that are related to major bugs that you report to us. Having said that, we're also always evaluating the state of the game. Since the Arcane update's out now, we can do that. We can look at the stats. We can look at your feedback. And we could always prepare a follow-up balance patch as needed. And we wouldn't need to wait till like Arcane 7, right? We could do a smaller update in between. We don't ever say we're going to because we don't know what those changes need to be until after it's in the wild and we see the stats and we see how you guys are playing with it.
Right.
So the next question, this is a long one, man, about the community. Basically, the too long didn't read is, can the community play against QA more? Yes, that'd be awesome, and we'll try to figure it out. So that's the short answer. We would love to do more play sessions with the community and stream them. Now that AutoCam is out there, we can hopefully show off a lot more cool gameplay.
Right.
Which, segue real quick, if you have cool gameplay and you're using the AutoCam, we want to see it. Like, we want you to send it to us because pretty soon, and this might be a tease, we're going to start doing like top 5 plays of the week.
Oh, awesome.
And maybe ESL VR Challenger League, maybe they're willing to throw something behind that, some prizes, some giveaways. I don't know. All I know is record your gameplay, send it to us, especially your cool moments, even if you want to cut them down to just your cool moments. It doesn't have to be during VR Challenger League. It doesn't have to be during Ranked. It could just be a friends match. Send us what you got. We'd love to see it. We'd love to use it and share it. And of course, we'll always credit you and retweet you, whatever you want. Is ESL automation coming along? How is ESL automation coming along? The short answer to that is we're waiting on some things. We want to implement it as quickly as possible, but there are some things that are out of our hands at this point. Namely, ESL has accounts, Oculus has accounts. They need to be able to handshake with each other. Once we have that ability, we will move swiftly and try to implement the automation, especially now that we're doing best of 3 stuff. It will speed things up to submit match results automatically. So that's that question. A couple more real quick. That's a long one. Can we get elaboration on how the electromancer push functions, how it targets, and how its damage works? I'm not going to read this whole answer, but the short of it is when you push, the electrosphere is a moving zone of damage. The zone does greater damage at first strike and lesser damage at each subsequent strike. It occurs about every half second. Gesture shields and hand shields can prevent this damage, but the best defense is basically get out of there, get out of the way. Certain types of targets, like Chaos Squalls, can reduce the damage or take reduced damage from the initial strike, so they don't take the full brunt of it.
Right.
That gives a chance of surviving Electrosphere depending on how long they're inside of it. So like if for some reason the skull got stuck inside of it, it would probably die, but it gives it a chance to get out of there with some health. Full strength casting, basically a fully charged electrosphere does a larger radius and moves slower. It doesn't change the damage. It perceptually does more damage because it's a larger radius and it moves slower, but it doesn't actually increase the damage to hold it longer. It just makes it bigger and let it move slower. I guess you can, for lack of a better comparison, like a hurricane, right? A slow-moving hurricane is going to do way more damage than a quick-moving hurricane.
Right.
I think that's basically it. So I hope that answered that question. And then this next one is just way too long. I don't know if I can read it right now. So do you have any other questions from the chat as we're going forward? A couple of the other ones were any chance for PvE, smallest hint, single player. Another one about single player. Is the single player coming? Again, I will say,
who knows?
Who knows what the future holds? What other questions we got as we're looking into? Let's jump back into the apartment and show off the crowns one more time if you can. That's going to be fun. Just because, for those of you just joining us who don't know about the crowns, everyone got crowns, but not everyone got the cool crowns, which we can't even show off here because we didn't finish in the top. I forget what the range was. It was like 600 plus points got you one.
Right.
Then there was a mid-range, and then if you got, I believe it was like 100 or 200 points, you got another one. So basically everyone got a crown. But if you competed in the season, and depending on your leaderboard rank, you got a cooler crown. And we also froze the leaderboards in time, so you're frozen forever on that. We'll do the same probably for season 2, so you'll be able to go back over the course of history and look at where you finished. And who knows, we'll maybe add some more cooler features and rewards by the end of next season, which season 2 starts August 24th, which is next Thursday. The flaming horns for 600 plus. Yeah, I like them. What's your favorite crown? You better say the 600 plus crown.
I mean, I like that one. I really like the ice one.
The ice crown.
The ice horns.
Yeah, that's a cool one too. I wish we thought ahead and had it. Well, we couldn't have thought ahead because we don't have any accounts that are in the top because we're devs. You guys are too good. You're too good. All right, that's it. That's 6.0. Let me just double check it. Make sure we didn't forget anything. So basically, yeah, AutoCam, Spectator UI. The new season 1 is ending. Season 2 is starting. The season rewards are in there now. Lenore, I hinted at this. Lenore has difficulty levels now, so you can change that if you thought he was too easy. Maybe you still think he's too easy, but that's just probably because you're just really good. And if you're really good, you shouldn't be playing Lenore anyway. You should be playing ranked. There you go. Easy, normal. Look at that. She's on the spot. I like it. And then the new shield behavior, which Thomas alluded to.
Right.
How there's essentially reduced damage. They can travel through the shields.
Spell penetration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And spillover damage has been removed from the gesture shields. So as always, continue to talk to us in Discord, the Unspoken Discord. There's a link from the /r Insomniac Games Reddit. So if you go to the subreddit and look at the sidebar, there's a link to our Discord. You can join the Discord if you're not there because it's awesome. We'll still check Reddit. We'll still check Twitter. We'll still check Facebook. We'll still check our blog. Send us your responses, your comments, your suggestions, your balance suggestions, because we love those. Our designers love those. Right, Casey? And that's it. Oh, one more time, I'm going to plug VR Challenger League. Starting next Saturday, EU and Europe and North America, next Saturday night. We'll send out a blog post on Monday or Tuesday. Make sure you sign up and check in every week. I can't stress that enough because some of you may sign up and then you'll forget to check in. Some of you forget that you have to sign up every week. You have to do it every week. So we have all those changes coming. I'll list those again, or you can rewatch this. There's a link to the Discord and Twitch as well. Thank you, Blibber.
And it's on the newspaper in game, right?
And the newspaper. That's the other thing. We introduced that last update. So
Right.
Go always read the newspaper. There's some good stuff in there. In fact, Thomas may have a special article coming. It won't say it's from Thomas. It'll be the one with the worst grammar.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. There's the Travel Council, or the Council Tribune. God, I screwed that up. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you out there in Ranked every Wednesday. Play with Dev. We'll see you in VR Challenger League. Much more to come. Stay tuned for OC4 stuff. And yeah, we'll see you. Thanks a lot.